back to Pearly Crochet. My name is Hannah and I have a little guest. Let's just run up. Hello. Today I've got a little bit of a quicker video for everyone. In lieu of the Bendigo Sheep and Wool show being around the corner, I am trying to stash bust to get rid of a bunch of yarn so that I can buy more wool when we get to the Sheep and Wool show. So I have been going pretty crazy on just making a whole bunch of beanies and gloves and headbands and different things to clear out the cupboard to make way for stuff. So not really amigurumi based, but still crochet, still fun. And I thought I would share with everyone what I've been doing recently. So the first thing I want to show is this headband. It's a green twist headband. The pattern is by Viv Crochet. I'll have her website down below and I'll show the yarn. The yarn is actually White Rabbit. She is from Melbourne. And it didn't have a name because I got it in the sort of the reduced bin. So I don't know if this is like her tested colors and things like that or what, but it didn't have a name. But it's this beautiful green with all different greens through it. Really pretty. So yeah, really quick to work up this one and super easy. I feel like the twist in it is super effective, but a lot easier to make than what I thought actually. So yeah, so there's that little headband that I've made. Then I finished one of my kits that I bought last year. So I actually for the first time did cobblestone crochet, which is where you have the thicker sort of red yarn you can see here and you crochet sort of around it almost. It's super easy. It's kind of like carrying your yarn through with color changes, except you're not color changing, you're just crocheting around the bigger yarn. So this is the cobblestone cowl, and I'll have like photos and stuff on my Instagram soon, but it's super warm and took me like a night to crochet. I was amazed at how quick it was. Pattern is the Cobblestone Cowl by Kay Adolphson here in Australia. And she is often at a fibre fest that also runs the same weekend as Bendigo Sheep and Wool show. So I'm excited to see her this year and see what else she's got. But I made that lovely cowl. The next thing I made, which is also a K pattern, is a pair of gloves. So I made these gloves, which are super warm and comfy. So they go on like this, and they are using, again, White Rabbit yarn in 8-ply. And I believe this one was called Squash Raspberry. So it's really cool patterns with the red and the pink throughout. And I had some left to make the gloves. So I made this beanie. So if everyone has seen my Bendigo Sheep and Wool show haul from last year, you would have seen me buy this yarn and this pom-pom from White Rabbit yarn. So I finally got around to making a beanie, which is super easy, patterned by Viv Crochet. Again, I'll link down below, but essentially it's just a rib pattern. I'm putting that together and then pulling it together at the top. And the pom-pom is from White Rabbit as well. I'll see if I can show everyone, because the way she does her pom-poms is so simple. So she has the pom-pom and then a little loop of elastic on it. so that you just sew a button to the inside of your beanie and then loop that elastic around the button to hold the pom-pom on your beanie. And then if you ever need to wash your beanie or anything like that, particularly with kids, you just take the pom-pom off by unhooking it from the button and then throwing the beanie without the pom-pom into the wash. So it keeps the pom-pom nice and fresh and fluffy, doesn't ruin it, but also means that you can wash your beanie. So that, I love her pom-poms, and I'm going to try and get some more this year. But yeah, so I ended up being able to make a little set with that, and it's really cute, and I really like how it came out. I had some orangey, yellow, white rabbit yarn as well that I don't know the name of because, again, I got it from like the discount bin. But I was like, what can I do with that? So I ended up making sort of a little girl's dress, but I ended up not having enough. So what I've done is just done sort of like a little flowy top. It sort of is a little bit wide here because it doesn't have the weight from the extra rows down the bottom to sort of weigh it down. But I'm thinking maybe of adding white to the bottom or something just to add to it and give it that weight to be a dress. And then I've also actually haven't really finished it. I've got to do some buttons down the back. So at the moment it just sort of hangs open. So I've still got a little to do here. Yeah, and the pattern is one I just found here on YouTube. I can't find it because I finished this a few weeks ago now and I cannot find the video I used for the life of me, but I will have a look, and if I find it, it'll be in the description. But it was super easy and a super gorgeous pattern. The details on it are really nice. But yes, so that was another creation I made that's still kind of not finished, but I'm still brainstorming how to finish it, so we'll see. And then the next thing I made, which if anyone has seen my Bendigo Woolen Mills open day haul, then you would have seen me get this yarn in there. So it's the super fine wool, 50 grams of mauve or mauve, depending how you pronounce it, mix in 8 ply. And I got 50 grams of it free in the show bag from the open day, and then my mum gave her 50 grams from her show bag because she didn't want it. So I had 100 grams altogether, and with that I made some little baby booties because the yarn was just really soft. So I made these little booties, and then I also made like a little tiny bear hat to go with it. So yeah, I'm really happy with how they came out, and it's just the sweetest and still really soft. This bear beanie is just one from online. Again, I will have to find it because I've made this beanie quite a bit for my markets. I sort of have just remembered it from now because I've made it so many times, but I will go back through and find it. But yeah, and it's one where you can change the ears to either be bear or rabbit ears depending on what you want. So yes, if I can find it, I'll pop it down below, but it is a pattern that I have just memorized, so I might not be able to find it, but I will try. And same with these ones as well. So any patterns that I can't remember, I will do my best to find and pop in below in the description for everyone to find. And then sticking with the theme, making a lot of baby stuff with my 4-ply as well. So I had this alpaca yarn from, I think I bought it 2 years ago at the Bendigo Sheep and Wool show, and just haven't really thought of anything to make with it. But I did purchase this baby book from Spotlight when they were having a sale, and I have made quite a few things out of that book now. One of those being, you're right, Jetty, big stretch. One of those being this beautiful hooded jumper with the alpaca yarn. And it's got the hood, and it's got little detailings down the front beside the buttons. The buttons I got from Craft Alive. I'm not sure if I remembered to pop them in my haul, but if anyone can see them, they're little wombats. So they're really cute. And I got 3 sheep as well, so I can make another one of these with some sheep wool. But for this one, I liked the look of the wombats. And then I had some left over, so out of that same book, I also made a baby bonnet, which hopefully you can see the detail on there. This took me quite some time, but was quite easy. It was just fiddly and had some stitches I'd never done before to create this section here. And that pattern was quite a different technique I hadn't done before, so it was quite fun. It was working sort of behind stitches, and yeah, it sounded quite complex, but once I did it a few times, it became quite easy. But yes, so I finished that little baby bonnet, which I think is just adorable, in that same brown. So I finished both those out of the same book. And then we come to my first sort of, my first boo-boo of a crochet pattern. So I found, if anyone's seen again the open day, I bought some green cotton and 8-ply. And I also bought a bucket hat. Sorry if you can hear my dog. A bucket hat pattern, which had 4 bucket hats in there. I then made the bucket hat, which, as you can see, is quite large. If I put it on, it is huge. It's like a giant sun hat, which some beach hats are huge, but this is ridiculously huge, where I think it looks quite silly. But where I went wrong is that the stitch count was exactly the same, and the stitch count and everything matched my head as well, like my circumference. But what I didn't think of was that I was doing it in cotton, not wool or acrylic. So it was a little bit different and became a lot bigger than I anticipated. I have starched it, that's why it's got a little bit of a shape to it. But yeah, I don't at this point know what to do with it. A lot of people have said maybe starch it again and make like a fruit bowl out of it, because it is quite big. But at this point, it's kind of just floating around. I don't really know what to do. I've starched it, so I can't really take it apart. Maybe I could and do it again. Not sure. But yeah, so a little bit disappointing, but my first sort of project that didn't go to plan. So I'm gonna, brainstorm something to sort of still use it. I still have some of the cotton left over. I didn't use all of it, so I do have enough there to make another one, thank goodness. But I will be making maybe the smaller size instead of the large, just to accommodate the change in material used. But yeah, any ideas, please let me know below, because at current I do not have a clue what I'm going to do with this. So unless I crochet a ginormous bear and give the bear a sun hat, that might be something I could do. But yeah, any other ideas, please let me know, because at the moment it's a bit of a throw it in the cupboard and don't think about it project, which I don't want to do. I want to have a use for it. And then the last thing I have done in the last few weeks is make this blanket. I'm really happy with this blanket. So it's sort of like a baby's blanket, kind of cot blanket, pram blanket sort of thing, or even a lap blanket really for an adult. It's still quite thick and yeah, and kind of more lap blanket size. This yarn I'm probably going to stuff the name up for, but it's the Patterns Sierra yarn. And I'm not sure what color it was. I think it ended in a 7/7 because I think this certain range of yarn is numbered because it goes through so many different colors. But originally I wanted to do a granny square blanket or a granny square cardigan out of it. When I was making the granny square, I hated how it looked. It didn't come out nice, like it didn't show off the colors throughout this yarn enough for me. So then I changed my plan to the basket weave stitch. Again, I just followed a bunch of tutorials on YouTube and then made my own. But basically it's just doing double crochets. Sorry if you can hear my dog again. Double crochets in front post and then back post, and you're doing 2 of those, and that's what gives the weave effect. So yeah, this stitch was so easy to do and so quick with the thicker yarn, but it looks kind of complicated, like I weaved it and all this stuff, but I feel like the basket weave stitch is a stitch that's so easy but effective, makes it look super, super skillful, but it's actually super easy and quick to work up. So I really enjoyed this, and I think it showed off the colors a lot better than the granny square I was originally working on. Hopefully you can see the colors there. It's really pretty though. But yes, so this was probably my favorite project out of all of them that I did. Although I do love making baby clothes at the moment for whatever reason. I really have enjoyed making baby bonnets and beanies and socks and hats and jumpers and dresses and all of them. But this was a lot of fun to make and really quick to work up. But yes, so that brings me sort of to the end of what I've been crocheting recently, trying to get rid of my stash. I'm happy to say in my little tub, I've done some other projects as well, but they're not finished with the yarn. So there is a bit more to add to this pile of stash busting, but I have managed to empty out half of my little tub that I had. So I'm pretty happy about that, and have made some space for some new wool and some new yarn, which I'm super excited for. The countdown to the Bendigo Sheep and Wool show has officially started in my world, in my household, so I'm very excited. But yeah, so comment down below any ideas what I should do with the cotton bucket hat or / fruit bowl, and yeah, any sort of questions or anything. That's about it today, so I'll see everyone in the next video, which hopefully will be a bit more my usual style of amigurumi based. I do have some new patterns to try out, so, and some yarn also to get rid of in that area of my crocheting. So yeah, stay tuned for that, but I'll see everyone in the next one. Bye!